Okay, let's change a little bit of the game so that when we hit the brick the first time, it will not disappear the first time. It will just be a couple of cracks in it, and the second time we hit the brick it will disappear. So go to Object Ball and delete the collision with the brick, because we're gonna add that collision in the brick instead. So let's open up this and check the collision with the ball. First we have to add this function. You haven't done this, or so you have to do this. I can do it again. Control. We set a variable in the create event here. A variable is something that keeps track of a value or keeps track of something for us, and we have to name the variable. So let's name it brick damage. It will remember the damage of the brick. So first let's set the value to 0. So when it's not damaged at all, the value is 0. When we hit the brick one time, we will change the value to 1. And here, when we collide with the ball, the brick is colliding with the ball. We have to check, we have to test the variable and see if it's, this is the variable, if the value is 0 or 1. If it's 0, it means that this is the first time we hit the brick. So within these blocks we have to do a couple of things. First of all, we have to bounce, of course, and then we have to change the picture into another picture. I already have it here. I can show you again how to do it. So we add a sprite, a new sprite, SBR brick blue. And let's choose this one. And we have to have a different name, 2, and center, the origin in the middle. First of all, I'm just gonna save this. Tutorial 7. So when the ball hits the brick, we have to bounce. But remember, when we bounce, now we're in the brick, so we have to choose other, which means the other object is the ball. It's the ball that has to bounce. And then we have to change the sprite for the brick to the second sprite, the damaged brick. Okay, and then of course we have to set the score. We have to increase the score by 10 relative. Then also we have to brick damage, we have to increase the damage, so the value is now 1. So what we do here, when the brick is colliding with a ball, we check if the damage is 0, then it's the first time that the ball hits the brick. Then we bounce, we change the sprite, the picture, into the damage brick, and then we increase the score by 10, and then we change the variable to 1. So this is if this is the first time. Else, if it's not the first time, it means that the brick damage variable is 1. Then we're gonna do a couple of things a little bit different. First we have to bounce, of course, and then we have to destroy the brick. And then we have to increase the score by 10. Click relative. And let's try this and see what happens. So now the first time when I hit the brick, it should not disappear. I should get 10 points, but it will just crack like this. And now let's see if I can hit the brick the second time, and now it will disappear. It's a little difficult. There we go, it disappears. Okay, so here we can see it's a little easier. And level 2, the first time the ball hits the brick, it will just be a little crack in it, and the second time it disappears. Okay, how about finally adding some sounds? So let's create the sound. The name, let's check out the sounds first. I have the sounds here. When I bounce a brick, SND underscore bounce brick. Okay, so we have a sound. So let's play a sound when let's play this sound when we hit the brick the first time. How about let's create another sound when the brick is breaking the second time, when it disappears. So let's name this sound SND brick breaking, the same name as the sound itself. Okay, so let's play the sound breaking. Let's try this and see what happens. So we heard a sound the first time, and now it should be a different sound when, oops, it's a little difficult. Let's die. So the ball bounces up. Now, yeah, we have a different sound. Very nice. So we can hear that we have two different sounds. How about adding a sound when the ball hits the bat, the pad? So every time the ball hits the bat, we have to create the sound. Bounce pad. We're gonna name it SND bounce pad, and let's play the sound. Bounce pad. So every time the ball hits the pad, it will be a different type of sound. Let's see. Yes, it works. So you can add all these sounds. You have these sounds to work with, and you can of course add some other sounds if you want to. You can add background music. When you lose a life, you can play this sound. When you go to the next level, you can play this sound, etc.